There we go. Hope you like that little intro. It is a tank from the Steam Workshop. Now, I have to say, this is one of the more smaller and realistic looking tanks that I've seen on there. I've seen a few hover tanks and other large block interpretations of this one. But this is the first that I actually really like and got to work. Now, it is almost a mod-free tank, but you do need one, and that is the CSD Battle Cannon. Now, this tank is made by I'm not even going to try to pronounce that name. I'll just show it on screen. And as usual, a link is in the video description. And I'm going to give you a little tour of this vehicle. So if I'm going to bounce back to first person, the tank has two cockpits in it. One driver cockpit, which is in the back over here, which is, if I unlock handbrakes, which is what I'll use to... So there's the back cockpit, which is actually what controls the tank, and the front cockpit, which is what controls the... Oh, if I were to just take a break. And the front cockpit, which is what controls the main cannon. So you would need, as you'd expect, two people to control this tank to actually have it functional. And that may have gone a little bit fast. I'm not exactly sure what this one does. Vertical safety lock override. Ah, yeah, of course. So what you have, let's just go back to the first location. So you've got a Gatling gun on the front. Simple defense, doesn't do much. I think mostly useful against ground troops. Then you've got the camera, which actually allows you to see through the front of the tank. As it says in the upper left corner, it's a driver cam. We have the panorama cam, which should allow me to run around, but I think I turned that off since it was quite distracting. Then we have number 4. Not exactly sure where I am now. Number 4, also the panorama cam. This different one apparently. Number 5 are the lights of the tank, which can be turned on and off, as you can see. And number 6 is what I added myself, just the horizontal lock. So right now the turret won't move if I move the tank. Then we have on number 8, the wheels can be turned on and off. I think that's what this does. And last but not least, the actual handbrakes to prevent the tank from moving. I'm going to put that safety lock back on just to make sure the turret doesn't move. And then on the second tab, we have the antenna, which can be turned on and off. The connector on the back, which can be unlocked or turned on, off and on. A oxygen supply, and of course the reactors. Right now, no tank, no reactors, no movement. But we kind of like our movement. Now we're gonna skip over to the front. There we go. So we have 2 remote control blocks. One allows us to actually... Oh, I have the I have the safety lock still turned on. So if I turn that off with number 6, we can go back over here. Number 1, press number 3. So now we have control of the horizontal spin of the cannon, which we can then use to actually shoot the military base. So number 1 is obviously the cannon. Number 2 is the vertical lock. So now I have vertical control over the cannon. Keep in mind that the gyroscopes are quite sensitive on this thing, so it's not always easy to aim it at your intended target. Now number 4 is again the panorama cam that the pilot has control over. And number 5 is a spotlight, which just allows you to see your targets a little bit better in the dark. I think we're moving. It seems to be that we're moving. And 9 just turns the cannon on, off or on. Over here we have a few more items which don't seem to be accessible, and air vents. And oh, I'm just gonna make sure the tank doesn't stroll off to a location that we don't want it to. No, boy. So, I say we take it for a little test drive, shall we? Outside I've parked a Scorpion from the last video, which you can click on now in one of the info cards if you haven't seen that yet. If you have, well, let's just continue with the video. Oops, there we go. Keep forgetting to turn that safety lock back on. So outside, the tank has a max limit of 30 kilometers per hour. Should you... Oh god. Well, we seem to have encountered some problems. So as I said, a max speed of 30 kilometers per hour. Should you exceed that speed, the tank will get damaged. Now I'm gonna just delete that, and we are gonna set up this combat scenario. So imagine you're just having a patrol around your base, and you manage to spot an enemy or a neutral that you don't want close to your base. I think this tank will offer you adequate protection against small targets. However, larger targets are going to be a problem, seeing that the CSD battle cannon is not very powerful. So we can see the red dot over there. You can disable some of its connectors, and if we just enable vertical aim, pretty sure you can eventually take out the wheel as well. Now, as you can tell, this is quite hard to aim, but as soon as you've got 1 or 2 shots in the right position, you can actually do quite some damage. So that's the cockpit over there. Bam. So with just a few shots, we were capable of taking out, or at least disabling, an enemy vehicle. Oh, there we go. Now that one isn't going anywhere anytime soon. So now it's available for pickup, and you can investigate it with, for example, one of the fighters just hanging above there. So I do hope you enjoyed this short little video on the Delta-Core Battle Axe tank. And if you did like it, please drop a like. It helps me out a lot. The channel's growing and I'm getting more views every day, so I hope you'll be there in the next video as well. If you do like my content, consider subscribing and turning on alerts to get a message every time I upload a new video. I intend to upload at least 2 videos per week, one of which will always be a Space Engineer video. And yeah, so press the subscribe button. As usual, there is a link to the Steam page of this vehicle in the description, as well as a Facebook page link, and of course a Discord link. If you want to hit me up on Discord, drop in, no requirements, and let's have a chat. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.